Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 53 of Around the Kingdom, a Disney Magic Kingdoms podcast by a guy who loves this show so much that he just can't let it go. Coming to you from Arendelle Castle, I am your host, Steve Squirrel, coming to you solo for the first time in forever. Yes, it's a musical edition of Around the Kingdom, a Disney Magic Kingdoms podcast today. So thank you so much for joining me. It's lunchtime today. We're totally mixing things up. So I want to thank each and every one of you out there for joining us this week as we explore the wonderful world of Disney Magic Kingdoms. Before we get started, I want to thank our Patreons, Carrie Schumann, Kathy Clausen, Honeybee, Kira, Tom Higgins, Patricia Baisden, Brianne Hankey, and our newest Patreon, Jen Ben. Jen Ben, you were so much fun to have in the last episode in chat. You've been an awesome member and a new Patreon. Thank you so much for supporting the show. And I want to announce while we're talking about it that we finally reached our first goal, thanks to Jen Ben, of a Patreon goal. So now I have the ability, with the help of the thanks and the help of the Patreons, I'm going to be this Friday, or I should say next Friday, during Black Friday, shopping and getting more memory and some equipment for my computer, which should really, really improve the performance of the computer and improve the quality of the show. So I'm super excited. Thank you so much to all the Patreons for helping support the show, and we're going to just keep getting better and better. If you don't know what Patreon is, it's a site where you can pledge a few bucks each month to help support the show. So if you're able to and want to help support the show, please check out our Patreon page at patreon.com/aroundthekingdom. There are other ways you can be more involved with the show. Also, you can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. We have a very active Facebook group, and it's a great way to stay in touch with me and the community of the show. We also have a Discord channel where you can chat with me and the other members of the community, so come and join us. The links to everything will be in the show notes and can also be found on the show's main Facebook page. The Kingdom's always changing, so for reference, this show is being recorded on Thursday, November 21st at around noon Eastern Standard Time. So before we get started again, I want to apologize for the last week. I did not do a show. I was really sick. There was a big sickness going around the squirrel house, and I was just unable to do a show. And thanks everyone for bearing with me as my schedule has been changing and work's been crazy. I was going to do a show tonight, but I'm actually going to see Frozen. It's going to be a family event. We're going to see it tonight, opening night. We're super excited. So thanks everyone for bearing with me as we go through all of this stuff. And super happy to have you here. All right, let's go on. So we'll go start with my week in the kingdom. So for my week in the kingdom, we usually talk about main storyline. There's unfortunately nothing for me, no main storyline quests right now. It doesn't sound like as part of this event they're adding any permanent content, so I will not have any permanent storyline quests to be doing for a while. What I might do is start pulling my characters out that do have their side quests and just kind of working through those as well. But that's that. For building upgrades, wow, this was a very busy week for building upgrades. Now, normally I haven't been doing very many enchanting of the building upgrades. It's just not something I've done a lot of. But now what I need to do is actually look at what I have and try to consolidate it all into the first thrill zone, because I just might have enough to get me to that last thrill zone level and double my magic. So I need to look. So stay tuned to that. I'll keep everyone posted. But what I did do this week was I did Pixie Hollow. I got Pixie Hollow to 1. I also did Peter Pan's Flight. I got Peter Pan's Flight to level 1 and then to level 2 because I'm still working on John Darling. And John Darling's umbrellas drop from level 3. So I'm just a few tokens short, and once I get there, I will be able to enchant it once again. And then I'll be able to start getting John's umbrella tokens, which is always going to be very helpful. What else did I do? I got Musical Celebration to 1. That's one of the new Coco attractions. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about why I got Musical Celebration to 1 a little bit later on when we do the newcomer tip of the week. And finally, one of the attractions which I had previously said was one of the worst attractions in the game now has some good purpose. So I'm glad they found a purpose for it. The Carousel of Progress actually does DuckTales drops now. So I'm still working on my DuckTales characters. So I saw that I was able to get DuckTales stuff. So I did enchant it to level 1. I probably actually will be going to level 2 with it pretty soon. So that's actually, if you have that kind of sitting in storage and you're still working on DuckTales, I'd suggest pulling that out and giving it a look. And actually, as a side note to that, what I always suggest doing is every time that you level up a character, a lot of times, like if you have characters home, if you're kind of at that point where you have characters home, every time I level up a character, I immediately go home and I check to see, does anyone drop tokens, right? Do the same thing with your buildings, because if you have buildings put away, it will show you that it has things to drop. So you don't want to miss out if you have something, that can help you with drops. So check your buildings too. You never know what you might have in there that can help you. And again, also check out our enchanting guide that we have in our docs in our group. It has an up-to-date list of all the attractions that are enchantable and what they drop. So you can kind of plan out what you need from there. It's a really, really helpful resource. So definitely check that out. It will help you spend your enchanting stuff wisely, because there's not a lot of it. So then let's talk about leveling. Leveling is something that I went crazy on since the last time we talked and last time we had a show. I went just crazy because I got to the point where all I had to do in the Coco event, which I'll wrap up in a little bit, was get Hector. So at that point, the only people that collect for Hector are other Coco characters. So the green light was lit, and basically I had the go to just start leveling characters and not worrying about conflicts, and just trying to just get as much leveling going as possible. I talked about on the last show how I really want to diversify and level one person from each storyline, so that you have everyone from the storyline collecting, token, either common tokens or tokens for one character, and then you do another character from another storyline so that you have all those people collecting too, instead of having two people from the same storyline that are kind of conflicting and working and not collecting as fast. So you're getting more tokens per hour, or whatever you want to say. You're just getting more benefit by having one character from individual storylines being leveled. And I did that. I was just going through my stories and just, doing one and then another, then another, then another. And I had a lot of people out there collecting. It was crazy. I was able to really do I don't have too many people that are short quests now. I mean, so I did some Coco people to kind of fill in some time gaps. But I really did, over the last 2 weeks, a lot of 16-hour quests. Those are the most odd times, because, if you do it in the middle of the day, then it's in the middle of the night that the next one can do. So you're trying to maximize the amount of time that you're using and leveling. So I was able to really work out getting a lot of 16-hour quests done. So that feels really good, because when you have them ready to go to level 10, you know that you can level them and you're not going to get token conflicts, right? So you're kind of at the max level of what you need to get. So it was really good to get rid of a lot of those 16-hour levelings. And I was doing this to kind of set myself up for the tower challenge, which we all thought was going to be a tower challenge, but we were wrong. And so, I had talked about, when at a tower challenge, you're going to want to really get as many people you can to 10, start using your scrolls. But it turned out not to be the case. We found out that we were going to be having an smaller event for Frozen. So I kept going because the event they announced was not going to be starting for a decent amount of time. They don't want people to have spoilers. So the event is actually starting November 26th. So that's 5 days from now. And that was, announced on Friday. So I've just kept going with leveling, but today is the day that I've decided that I'm going to switch, and I'm going to stop leveling characters that need tokens, and I'm going to start leveling all characters that go to 10. So I have Baloo going to 10 now, and I'm only going to send people to 10, up to when the event begins, so that all of my characters can collect everything and that I don't have any conflicts going into the event, especially because this is a shorter event. So your timing is going to be a little tighter. So really, a very, very big suggestion is to not have anyone collecting any tokens going into this event. Work on your level 10 characters, kind of, just deal with them and avoid conflicts. Okay, so that is it. Now we go to my lifetime visitors board, and you know what? I forgot to check it before the show, and to check it now, I'm at 52,097. So I'm getting so much closer to that top 50,000. So that's pretty exciting. 52,097. All right. So that's been my week. I hope you guys had a really great week in your kingdom. As always, I'd love to hear about it. Come on and join a group. Hit me up on Twitter, Facebook, wherever you want. Tell us how your week in the kingdom was. That's what we want to hear about. All right. Let's talk now about the newcomer tip of the week. I have quite a few things here just to mention real quick for newcomers as well as everyone else. So I had mentioned before that I leveled the musical celebration, and really what it comes down to is that if you've been playing for a while or even not too long, but you have attractions, you have characters that are high level, if not all 10s, right? So leveling, like for me, leveling Mickey and Friends attractions, even though I bite my tongue by that by saying Carousel of Progress, but for most Toy Story and or Mickey and Friends, etc. Stuff, I'm not going to get any benefit out of enchanting them, except that I have another enchanting thing in my kingdom that I can use towards a goal, right? So the newest stuff that comes out, Coco, all these type of things, especially for events, you're going to get the most bang for your buck, especially when you're getting new characters, right? Because they're going to have drops for your new characters. So for Coco, getting those leveled as fast as possible is going to help, because right now you're leveling your Coco characters, right? And so you're going to get the most benefit for your enchantment from stuff that's new. So that's what I try to do, is save my scrolls and save my stuff for newer attractions, to keep that in mind, because it's really helpful during the event, but it's also really helpful right after the event when you're just trying to level them up. So keep that in mind. If let me know, how do you do your attractions? What's your thoughts on how you like to do it? All right. Another thing. I was talking for the last month, maybe 2 months, to level your Frozen characters, because the Frozen Tower Challenge was on we thought Tower Challenge, but event is on the horizon. So obviously there is a Frozen event. What I will say is, now I'm going to switch that, and I'm going to say level your Mulan characters. Mulan is definitely going to be used. It has traditionally been used, and I can't say definitely, but I would assume most likely be used right around the Lunar New Year, which is at the end of the month, at the end of January, excuse me. So they also have the Mulan movie coming out. So if you don't think that there's going to be some sort of event or tower challenge revolving around that, then you haven't been playing Disney Magic Kingdoms that long. In that case, this is a newcomer tip of the week. But level your Mulan characters. If you don't have a Mulan yet, and their legendary chests come around, I suggest that this is a good time to get them. Also keep in mind, Black Friday. Black Friday sales for Disney Magic Kingdom happened last year. Gems were 50% off. At least the big bundle was 50% off. There were different varying prices, but they were on sale. Gems don't go on sale all that often. And then I forgot when it was. I think it was, I don't know if it was around Christmas time or around Black Friday time, but they had a big sale on legendary chests, where I think the legendary chests were maybe 20% off. And then iTunes gift cards were also 20% off. So it was a big discount on legendary chests. So if you want to buy legendary chests, I would save up now and prepare, because they will go on sale. I'm almost positive. I don't work for Gameloft, but obviously my guess is that there's going to be some sort of sale, not only on gems but on chests. And I highly suggest you get Mulan chests because I have a great feeling they're going to be using the end of January around movie time too. I don't know the release date for the movie, as a matter of fact. So I don't know if anyone out there knows the the release date for Mulan, if you could let me know. But that's my suggestion for you. Another newcomer tip of the week is check your characters after you level them up. Even if you've already leveled up characters before, you might not be getting the full benefit. Remember that enchanting is now part of the game. And a lot of times, buildings and attractions that used to drop a token for you won't drop that token anymore. It just doesn't drop the token. So, it might need to be level 1 or level 2 or level 3. So after you're done leveling someone, go to the character screen, go over and click on their icons and click on their tokens, and make sure that you're getting all the tokens that you can be collecting. There's a good chance that, and it's happened to me just recently, which is why I'm saying this, that, a character might be in the wrong costume, right? I was trying to level someone and the character was in the wrong costume and wasn't collecting. Or the attraction needed to be at level 1. So, look at your characters. Even if you think take another peek and see if possibly you're not getting the maximum amount of people out there collecting for you. Okay. Whew. It's hard doing this solo when you don't have someone else to give you a break. All right. Let's get into the show news. So, we have some show news. Basically what we have for show news is that we did have 2 winners last time for the contest that we had of 2 $10 iTunes gift cards. Well, it turns out that we got an extra $10 Windows gift card. So there's going to be a contest starting maybe today or tomorrow, very soon. And it's going to be only open to, and unfortunately, the way that Microsoft and Windows gift cards work is that they are region-based. So this contest will be open to Windows players that are in the United States. So stay tuned for that coming up. Sorry that it's region-locked. We usually have, every contest we've ever had has been open to everyone, but this one, unfortunately, this gift card I can only give to people in the United States. All right, let's move on into the game news. All right, well, let's start out by saying that there was a live stream last Friday, and we got a lot of great information from it. It was super exciting to see the new content coming out, but all hail the Queen! Mark Andre, our awesome game community manager, is leaving Disney Magic Kingdoms to move on to a bigger, but not yet necessarily better, game. And we wish him the best of luck with his new endeavor. We hope that you definitely poke your head in on a live stream every now and then and drop by the kingdom because you've been a big part of the community for a long time. So thank you for everything you've done. But now we were introduced to our new game community manager, Natalie. Natalie seems to have a ton of energy and will be a great addition to the game's team. So welcome, Natalie. We're looking forward to hearing from you, getting updates and all the good stuff that Marc Andre would put out, as well as seeing you on the live streams with Julia. We did miss you, Julia, if you're listening. So hopefully we'll see you for the next live stream. All right, let's go into some other little things that happened in the game. There was a bug with the purchase of the Hector bundle, where people were able to purchase the Hector bundle early, and it stopped some of their quest line to be able to advance, and they were not able to get Abuelita. So Disney Magic Kingdoms quickly fixed it, made the bundle only available once you reach a certain point, so that this bug wouldn't happen anymore. And then they were able to give people they were able to give people Abuelita and fix it. So quick fix. So everything was good. So thanks DMK for getting that quickly. What else? We have a purple snowman in the kingdom, or a pink snowman. We have a pink snowman in the kingdom. Who doesn't like pink snowmen? I do. I think the pink snowman's awesome, but it wasn't meant to be there. During the most recent patch, Mickey's Build a Snowman task isn't exactly what was intended. We got a gift of 5 snow common tokens for the Frozen, and 5 gems just for them saying, oops, we didn't mean to have a pink snowman in there, and they're going to fix it real soon. So that's what's going on there. Finally, the worst news is, unfortunately, the Kindle update is delayed. For some reason, Amazon was not able to get the patch approved in time, and Disney Magic Kingdom submitted it, and for some reason, it wasn't approved in time, so it's out of Disney Magic Kingdom's hands, out of Gameloft's hands. Amazon has to approve it, and once it approves it, you Kindle people will get it. I know there's quite a few you Kindle people out there, so Disney Magic Kingdom has always kind of made it right in the past. So you're not missing out really on anything right now. So my kind of feeling about this is, as long as it gets fixed before the actual event begins, which is 5 days from now, then you're good to go. You're not really missing out on anything except some snow. All right. Something else to talk about. The December rewards calendar was released. As we all know, the Chinese hackers have kind of been quiet regarding these because the calendar rewards have been leaked. No more. Disney Magic Kingdom puts them out ahead of time themselves. And there's something a little bit interesting with this year's reward calendar. There on the 1st, 5th, 10th, 15th, 20th, 25th, and 31st, a wrapped present. And Disney Magic Kingdom said that we're going to be voting on what we want the present to be. And we'll have 2 choices each time. Right now, it's between 10 Pirates of the Caribbean relics or 10 Mickey and Friends relics. So I think that's a really cool little addition for everything to happen in the game, to kind of let the players choose what they think they want and give some choices. So I'm all for it. Now, my big question is what's going to be wrapped up in the bow for the 25th? That is usually traditionally, that's Christmas Day. So that has been a very big day for them to release but previously Sapphire chests that had premium content in them and only. So you were always going to get something great out of that. So let's see. Fingers crossed. What do you guys think is going to be in that voting? You're going to have to vote for it. That's pretty cool. My vote is 20 Sapphire chests for everybody. How's that sound? All right. Moving on. Let's see what we got here. All right. So let's see what else. Before we get into Coco wrap up, one other thing I want to mention is it was Mickey's birthday 3 days ago. Mickey's birthday was November 18th, 1928. Mickey is a Scorpio. And Mickey is now 91 years old. So to celebrate, there were a couple of different bundles that were able to be purchased. There was the attraction enchantment chests that were on sale, which, of course, had a chance for the steamboat. That's not available anymore right now. Then they made the classic Mickey and Friends fabric starter pack available. That was $1.99. It got you 5 classic fabric and 4 button fabric, so you can start working on your classic Mickey costume. And then there's right now still a concession bundle, which is 1 concession chest and the Steamboat hat stand for $1.99. The Steamboat hat stand's awesome. I loved when they had their little mini event. I got one. It was 60 gems, I think, at the time. And it's awesome. I love seeing people walking around with a black and white hat. It's all in black and white. It's a really cool feel to have a little black and white corner in your kingdom. So that's it. Moana chests are available right now. They've been, just rotating as always with different chests available. Again, my suggestion is if you're going to pay cash and you can wait, I would hold off. There's going to be some big sales coming up. Get yourself an iTunes or an Android or a Windows gift card when they go on sale, and then take advantage of the sale that happens, sometime soon. So you're getting a double discount on your legendary gem packs, legendary chest packs, excuse me. All right, lots to talk about. Let's keep going. Coco, wrapping up Coco. So I'm just going to give some final thoughts on the Coco event. I thought it was great. I loved that my favorite thing about the event was you weren't fighting anyone. You weren't fighting a boss. You wouldn't have some sort of epic thing at the end that you had to do like that. were saving someone or something. You were playing a concert, you know. You had Ernesto de la Cruz, who was kind of causing some trouble and being mischievous. But other than that, you were just trying to have a concert and be awesome. And I loved it. The theme was great. The dialogue was great. The general overall pacing was really good. The token drops were fine. I felt like it was just an all-around good event. I felt, though, that I finished it way too easy. I felt like it didn't quite, like there was something at the end that was missing. You know, a lot of times you get your last character, and then with like 3 days left, you have one last thing to do. Like, you know, get a comfy costume or get, you know, something special. And there was nothing in this event. So I actually finished the event with about 5 days to spare, which seemed really early. So from a, you know, devil's advocate perspective, for people, and I know for a fact, people that were newer to the game were able to complete this event. So it gave people who were newer time to complete the event and get everything. So I guess, you know, newer players who can't quite get everything get frustrated. So I guess this is a good way to kind of counterbalance that. But for a more experienced player, it did, I feel, wrap up rather quickly. But that being said, overall, excellent event. I give it an A. Really liked it. Great job. The art and design for the stage and the characters and the thing is fantastic. So great job to the artist team. Really, just a great event overall. All right. And that's about it. The only other thing I want to say is that I did get Ernesto's hat stand in the concession stand. But I did not get the Coco stand, and I didn't try for it. I'm just not very happy with the change that's been made where decorations and concession stands are now only in chests. They used to be available either as lead-up or, you know, the events, or just they were available in other ways. And I just feel like, you know, having them in these chests is frustrating. So I'm not gonna blow all of my gems to trying to get a stand. I'm very happy for all the people that got it, but that's just one thing. If I had one thing to critique, also that I would say that. But overall, great event, loved it. So all right, let's move on. And of course, I'd love to hear your overall thoughts of the event, how you think Coco went, and yeah, I would definitely like to hear about it. Let's see. All right, moving on. So we had the live stream. Live stream was last Friday, and in the live stream, it was announced that excuse me, Frozen 2 was not going to be a tower challenge like everyone thought. Frozen 2 is going to be a mini event. And here's the blurb from Disney Magic Kingdoms. Are you excited about Disney Frozen 2 in theaters? We are too. Continue the adventure in Disney Magic Kingdoms with Anna, Elsa, and their new friends from the film with our new event starting November 26th. While traveling through the Enchanted Forest, Anna finds herself separated from her sister. Help Anna find Elsa and continue the journey along with Honeymarin, Ryder, and other new friends from Frozen 2. Destiny awaits. So, things that I learned. One, Destiny awaits apparently is the tagline for Frozen 2. I wasn't paying that much attention. And then we learned the name of two people, Honeymarin and Ryder. And then there's also that little salamander whose name I forget. I think he's a salamander. And so they're the people that are coming. We don't have any context to who they are. I will say that my daughter got a Frozen 2 Lego set for her birthday, which was just a few days ago. And we built it. And I'm guessing that Ryder is one of the people or the little minifigs in the set. But we don't know who he is. Like, we're trying to, like, play and have fun with the set, but we haven't seen the movie yet, so we don't really know what's going on. It's definitely a little silly, by all means. But, yeah. Welcome, Jen Ben! So glad you're here. Glad you joined us. Okay. So, here's the event. So, here's the stuff that happened. So, first, the winter scenery decorations are back. It's awesome. I love looking at the winter scenery. Excuse me. It's just really nice to have winter there. Last winter, they did not do it for some reason. I forgot the reasoning why, but this year they do have the winter scenery back, so snow is covering parts of the kingdom. Excuse me as I take a drink. So that's really nice to see. So the patch dropped 2 days ago for everyone except for Kindles. And the event will start on the 26th of November. They're starting it late. Normally, they release on the 19th and it would come out on the 21st. They're starting it, giving an extra 5 days for people to go watch the movie. You can watch Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You know, you have all that time over the weekend to watch the movie and not be spoiled. One of the big things I remember about last year during the humongous Wreck-It Ralph event that was at the end of the year is that it came out the day of or even before the movie, so people didn't want to play the event. They didn't want spoilers, and I get it. I was lucky enough to go see Wreck-It Ralph the day it came out also, so I just kind of started the event but didn't really read much of the dialogue, and then I was able to enjoy the events shortly after. But I think that they made a great choice and a great decision to hold off 5 days, so this way there were no spoilers. All right, so we have 3 new characters coming to the kingdom. We have Honeyman, Ryder, and Bruni. My guess is Bruni is the little salamander type thing. Let's see. So those are the characters in there. There's 3 new attractions. There's the Stone Giant Waterfall, which is really cool. An Enchanted Forest attraction, which has a fall theme to it, which the new loading screen has that fall theme. So my guess is there's going to be a fall theme to the movie. Excuse me. Doing a lot of talking. And then, of course, there's the Water Spirit Wave Ride. If you've seen the trailers, you probably know where this is coming from, and it looks amazing. The animation is fantastic on the Water Spirit Wave Ride, so kudos to the art team on that one as well. There will be 2 new costumes. There will be the travel costume for Anna and Elsa. They're called travel costumes, so it would be cool to earn those as well. So, yeah, so that's what we know. Not a whole lot more. Again, we know it's going to be a challenge. We don't know how long it's going to be. We don't know much more than that. So it seems like it will be fun. We'll see how it goes. It's going to be a little different. So I'm hoping for a really cool, fun event. This is Disney's probably biggest IP of the year. And that's crazy when you think about putting it up against the new Lion King and the new Aladdin and a whole plethora of other stuff that came out. You know, this is probably one of Disney's biggest movies of the year. Is there another Star? I thought the other Star Wars obviously is going to be their biggest, but this is really big. So hopefully we'll see how this goes. Okay, so there's some other things announced in the live stream. So there's going to be some balance changes. So the Frozen characters got their tokens balanced and finally increased. So add them to the list of characters that have been balanced. Hopefully you've got them up high enough, but their tokens were increased. Interestingly enough, though, 4 characters got their requirements for tokens decreased. That's Mickey, Goofy, Woody, and Jessie. Disney Magic Kingdoms made it easier to level them up. My guess is that this kind of counterbalances newer players who are starting the game, or relatively new players, so that they can move a little bit faster and get stuff done in the game. And then additionally, for tower challenges, typically Mickey, Goofy, Woody, and Jessie are always used in tower challenges, so it allows people to get them to 10 faster to kind of give them a little bit better shot in the tower challenges. So I like that as well. The Coco buildings have gotten their post-event balancing. So we talked about this the last time, and Marc Andre had talked about this too, about how the buildings during events that are new have different requirements to enchant them, like basically easier requirements to enchant them, because they want you to be able to use them and utilize them during the event. After the event, they're all going to kind of go to that same level that everything else is. So if you notice, the Coco buildings, they're going to be changed, and expect that every event moving forward, after the event ends, the new patch comes out, the enchantment levels will change. So that's another good reason why enchanting your event items is good, event attractions is good during the event, because you get it cheaper, right? All right, new attraction enchantments. So Frozen and Bambi are now enchantable. So you can now go and enchant those. The Bambi attraction relics, I believe, are rare, and the Frozen ones are common. And they're available in all the regular chests as well. All right. Let's see. As we have seen, the gold trophies change during each event to kind of match what the event is. So the gold trophies will no longer be available from the Alice in Wonderland or Coco buildings and activities. The gold trophies will now be available from Frozen buildings and activities. So hopefully you have your Frozen stuff. If not, you will want to go get some. Let's see, what else? They also talked about how if you don't have Anna or Elsa, they will be able to be gotten. Anna, Elsa, and Olaf will be available to be gotten during this event. Olaf will be premium, I believe, but it's another way to get free characters. So Anna and Elsa, if you don't have them, will be available during the event. Let's see what else we got here. All right, so this wasn't announced in the live stream, but once the patch hit, we were able to see and confirm a few new things. One, the enchantment confirmation pop-up is now there. I don't know if, I definitely got hit with this during spending magic for land, and then once during the enchantment where I was just kind of tapping on stuff and I accidentally enchanted something I didn't want to. Seems like that was happening to a lot of people. So a confirmation pop-up will now appear before enchanting attractions. This will ensure that you do not intentionally enchant your attractions. So you go to click an enchant, you go to an attraction, you click the enchant button, and then another window will pop up and say, are you sure you want to spend this to enchant this attraction? You have to say yes. So it's just another way to safeguard your stuff. I like it. Excuse me. So I think it's a great way to help, again, safeguard your stuff for that. I think that you should add it to land also. Like if you're like the 1 million land and the 2 million and the 4 million, like, or even the 750 or 500,000 land, like you should make another kind of confirmation, like a warning, because people get hit on that all the time too. Okay, some other things that were pointed out. Matt Rodriguez, who is a very big contributor to our group. So thank you, Matt, for all the hard work you do in your contributing. Noticed a few things, and they're very much worth mentioning. One, Coco tokens are now in Merlin shop. So you can go to Merlin shop and you can buy the Merlin. You can use elixir to buy them. Like Hector Rivera's ear hats, it's 375 elixirs, and you can just buy a bunch of tokens there. Coco concessions are no longer in concession chests. So Ernesto de la Cruz's hat stand and the Coco stand are not there anymore. Bambi and Frozen attractions are now enchantable, as we discussed before. The Bambi relics are rare, Frozen relics are common. And then the Water Spirit ride, wave ride, will be the premium ride. There's also the enchantment confirmation screen, which we talked about. And then an interesting thing, which I don't understand why, is that the Fantasia Gardens and the Fairways are no longer available in the attraction enchantment chests, which is kind of strange. I wonder why those two specific ones are gone. Excuse me as I take a drink. Okay, so interesting on that. All right, so let's move on. We're all done with that. I think that we have some great stuff to look forward to. I'm really excited that we're going to be, getting this event. The event will start again in just a couple of days. So our next show will be in the event, and I'm really excited. We'll have to figure out when the next show is next week. I'm thinking it'll probably be Tuesday, so stay tuned for that. All right, let's move on into the Disney Dad Joke of the Week, and I have 2 for you. First one, what is Elsa's favorite cereal? Frosted Flakes. All right. All right, the next one. Why can't you leave your lunch when you're sitting next to Anna? Because she'll finish your sandwich. That's what I was about to say. All right. Anyway. Those are so bad. Sorry. All right. Feature report. Feature report. Feature report. Feature report is a segment where we talk about ideas or features we'd like to see in the game. All right. So from me, I just want to point out once again, let's get rid of the icons above the buildings for the attraction, for the enchantment. It is such an eyesore. I want them gone. There needs to be a way. Let's get rid of those. I'd love to see them gone. That's all I'm going to say about that. All right. And then from Michael. Michael says that the leaks of the welcome animations are out. And you can see Anna and Elsa's different welcome animations in their new costumes. So this totally sucks for people who already have level 10 characters. And I agree. You know, if you have a level 10 character, you get a new costume, you can't see their welcome screen in the game. So we have had feature reports about this before, but I think it's good to be revisited, is that there needs to be put into a way where if you have a level 10 character, that there's a button to view a welcome animation. And your welcome animation will show the character in whatever costume they're in. It's just, you got a character in a costume and you want to see them have that animation. So I think it would be really great if you could have that built into the game. All right. So that's it for feature report. You know, this isn't a super big show. We're just trying to get through all the main stuff here. Let's go into the next segment. Lookout. Kingdomers. It's lookout time. Event prep on the double. Predictions, tips, and strategies to keep you out of trouble. All right, so in this lookout segment, I just want to reiterate again one more thing, and that is that Mulan is a new movie, and it is announced, and it's coming. And when new movies come, events come. So expect a Mulan something, a tower challenge, an event, something of that nature. If you don't have Mulan, get Mulan. If you have Mulan, level Mulan. That's just my prediction. Saturday, January 25th, 2020. So this coming year. Is when the Lunar New Year begins. That's typically when the Disney Magic Kingdom's events corresponds to that. Disney World and Disneyland actually have lunar celebration parades and all sorts of things that happen. So it's a big deal for Disney. So again, Mulan is your thing you want to focus on. All right, some questions from the chat. Do we know if any of the new content is premium? They said Olaf would be back as premium content, but weren't clear on the other content. So Olaf will be back as premium, and while it's not confirmed, the one attraction that I mentioned before, which was the Water Spirit Wave Ride, seems to be the premium attraction. I'm not sure where that information, I don't have the picture in front of me, but Matt Rodriguez reported on this, and he's very good with that, so that's what I think we got there. What else do we got going on? Any other questions from in here? Yeah, Angela Silva. Just definitely want to thank Teal for her input on the events. So we've mentioned it before. Teal Avion is a huge contributor of the Disney Magic Kingdom's community. She pops in with lots of suggestions and hints and tips for players, new and old. And she's has a post that she makes about every event and what characters to send out ahead of time and have them ready so that when the event begins, you can click on their quests to complete them or their tasks, activities, and you'll get EC. And consistently getting hundreds of EC at the beginning of an event really gives you a big advantage moving into an event. So thank you, Teal, as always, for your speculation posts. Her post is in our group now, so make sure you join our group if you're not part of it, or seek it out if you're already in there. And yeah, thanks again, Teal, for your contributions. All right. That about does it for this week. We have 2 new 5-star ratings, so thank you to the 2 people who gave us 5-star ratings. And we have 1 new 5-star review from Jen Ben. Jen Ben says, the best find on Facebook. She says, I found a Facebook Live notification for this podcast and couldn't be happier. Great content, super awesome hosts and guests. I enjoy the topics about the Kingdoms game, which I've been playing for 3 years. It's nice to hear someone talk about your interests seriously and comically. Subscribe and tune in. You won't be sorry. Thank you so much. That's an awesome review. Thank you, Jen Ben. It's so nice to have you as part of our community now. All right. Shout-outs. I already gave them out. Shout-outs to Jen Ben and Teal. Appreciate all your contributions. Next week's show, I'm thinking will be Tuesday. Stay tuned to social media, and I'll let you know. Because Wednesday, I'm going to be busy, and Thursday's Halloween, Thanksgiving in the United States, so I'll be with family. So hopefully Tuesday should be the show next week. And hopefully I'll have a guest so that I don't have to keep taking drinks and stopping the show because I'm talking too much. All right. If you want to be more involved with our show, you can follow us on Twitter at ATK Podcast and like our Facebook page at facebook.com/ATK Podcast. Here you'll find out before anyone else about any breaking news we hear, information on contests and giveaways, when new shows are published, and of course my ramblings and photos from my day-to-day playing. The show's Facebook group is up, and it's a great way to easily interact with me and the other fans of the show to talk about our favorite game. The link to our group will be in the show notes and can also be found on the show's main Facebook page. Also, you can write into the show. Our email address is aroundthekingdompodcast@gmail.com. Let us know what you think about the show, what's working, what's terrible, or any other topic you want to write in about. Or even if you just want to say hi. Also, check us out on YouTube. If you want to watch the show and see me and my awesome guests, who there is none today, please head on over and subscribe to our channel, like the video, and smash the bell to get notified when a new show goes live. The link to our channel will be in the show notes, and also don't forget to join our Discord channel to chat with us. If you want to help support the show, please head on over to iTunes, subscribe to the podcast, and give us a 5-star review. Doing this is quick and easy, costs you nothing, but helps us greatly to be seen by other people so they can enjoy the show also. All 5-star reviews will be read at the end of every episode. Listening to the show is all we could really ask for, but if you do want to help support us in another way, please check out our Patreon page at patreon.com/aroundthekingdom. This is a great way to show your support for about $1 an episode. All Patreons will get a shout out at the beginning of each episode. Again, that's patreon.com/aroundthekingdom. The link will be in the show notes. And again, thank you to our Patreons. We've hit our first show goal, and I will be getting some more memory and stuff from my computer, so the show is going to get even better and better and better. So thank you. Thank you for joining me this week. I am Steve Squirrel. I hope you have a great day. I hope that you get to see Frozen 2, and I hope you love it, and I hope the beginning of the event goes great for you, and I hope to see you around the kingdom next week.